Anthony on Air podcast. This would be episode 4 of tracking what I'm starting to call, Frankie C, the downfall of Bill Gates.
What if it's not, though?
We are
It
on
probably is.
We are on the cancel train. As you can see, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we have a whole slew of topics to get to. Under the Gates headline, we'll talk about his affair, advances towards women at the workplace, advice and relationship with Epstein, even deeper on this episode than previous. There's some stock movement going on, the kid's inheritance, it all ties in. We're getting a bigger picture of who Bill Gates really is. It's all coming up on this episode. Plus, 60 Minutes aired a huge piece on UFOs. We'll play you some interesting clips there. The Ricky Schroeder Costco incident that he just had over the weekend. Kurt Cobain's hair. Are we Satanists? Let's investigate that. There's been an accusation. Plus, Janine's Dunkin obsession and the amount of pumps she gets in her coffee. Maybe the most controversial point in the whole episode, and we've saved it for the end.
I was going to ask you what AOA was. I was like, who's AOA and why are they Satanists?
There's been an allegation that we are Satanists. We'll look into it because maybe we are, and I don't know about it.
No. I'm going to answer you now. We're not.
Well, this young lady made a pretty compelling argument. I'm going to share it with you in a moment. Let's start with Bill Gates. Lots of things to cover here, of course. And we'll start with, I guess, which is the biggest thing, is the affair. So we now know that he did have an affair with a person who worked at Microsoft. This has been confirmed all around by the woman, by Microsoft, board of directors, people familiar with the situation. I mean,
good Lord.
Basically everything. 20 years ago, he started seeing this woman. They were working there together. A lot of messed up things about this, Frank. One of them being that towards the end of the relationship or after the, well, let's start with this. The board of directors of Microsoft, after Bill had really kind of sort of stepped down from running the company and was just on the board, he was still on the board of directors. They received information that this affair had taken place. So they decided, kind of in the hot times of Me Too, to investigate what exactly happened with this affair. During that investigation in 2019, Bill decided to step down from the board of directors, so they never finished the investigation. It never really came to a fair conclusion. So
that's weird.
Yeah, so whether there was wrongdoing or whatever the case may be, wasn't really, the board of directors weren't really able to get there because he decided to step down. Now, spokeswoman for Bill Gates said that one had nothing to do with the other. I mean,
but one impacted the other.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, no. That investigation for sexual misconduct, nothing to do with him resigning to focus on his philanthropy, which he had been doing already for the longest time. So that's the story that they're basically going with. But the woman came forward, and what I found interesting was, not in the public, she's actually not doing any, she spoke to a couple of, or one outlet, on the condition of anonymity because she doesn't want to be found out, because after all, she was sleeping with a married man. But what I found interesting about her little end of this is that she wrote a letter to Melinda Gates and wanted the board to read it to Melinda Gates. And so my wife and I were just kind of talking before the show, and we were, kind of like, why would this kind of happen, or what would it be? My wife, because my wife is like, she was sleeping with a married man, she should have known better. But then we were kind of playing around with the idea of, well, what if he told her, look, I'm in an open marriage.
Still,
this is totally okay, and blah, blah, blah. And so they have this affair, and then years go by and she realizes, wait a second, maybe this wasn't a thing. And then when it comes up in an investigation from the board of directors, she writes this letter that she wants the wife to read. Now, it could have been her just being like, hey, I was young and stupid and foolish and naive, and I shouldn't have slept with a married man. Or it could have been, this is what the guy told me, that everything was okay and blah, blah, blah. And the reason why I say that is because we move over to the advances part of our Gates topic. There's like 6 things to cover here, as all this Gates information has really start to come out and unfold over the weekend. We know that on at least two occasions, he made advancements towards other women that worked for him, one at Microsoft, one at the foundation, named after him and his wife. He made an advance towards her and tried to get both of them to go out with him.
What are you doing? Come on.
Twice, and this has been corroborated by the women, by people who were in the know, who kind of saw it all happen. One woman, I believe the Microsoft woman, was giving like a PowerPoint presentation, and supposedly he was so taken by her that he emailed her immediately right after, asking her to go out. And then the other one was there was this meeting again, sort of a presentation sort of a thing, and that he directly went up to her, lowered his voice, and said, "I want to see you. Do you want to go to dinner?" Now, this is what they're saying. Let me get this all out. One, they're saying that in both cases, he was flat out rejected. The first case with the email, he said, "If this makes you uncomfortable, you can just ignore this." And in the second case, it was done in person, and she just kind of laughed it off like it was a joke. She said she felt uncomfortable, but she just laughed it off like it was a joke, and he never pursued it any further after that.
All right. I mean,
they're all saying, all the people in the know, all these people now that are coming out of the woodworks that worked with them, seen them, heard things, blah, 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 that he was never predatory. And that he always gave the girl like an out in case they weren't interested. Which in an odd way, after Weinstein and Cosby and all these things, you're kind of almost in a position to feel like, well, that's nice. But at the same time, lest we forget, this is a billionaire who is their boss.
Right.
Who wields all sorts of power. And even the mere, advance, as innocent as it may be, over email, backing off quick, still kind of really married. Also, put that in there.
Married, big one.
My wife would yell at me if I didn't put in married.
And even if he wasn't married, it's still, you can't ask out your employee.
Still kind of really very inappropriate, if you ask me. Now, I don't know if most people feel that way, Frank. But I definitely feel that way. I really, truly feel that and look, maybe there's somebody out there that's in a relationship with their boss or with a coworker or with somebody who works for them, a team member, and they're doing just fine. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying me personally, it feels very creepy and uncomfortable,
Yeah. I'm sure. I don't know. If you run everything, you're the boss. You run the whole place, and you try to ask someone below you, who everybody I guess would be. That's seen as like it's abuse of power kind of thing.
It really. Listen, I've never dated anybody I've worked with ever in my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
In my younger days, my thinner days, my better looking days, some would say, I flirted with coworkers. But never anybody that reported to me, ever.
No, you can't do that.
Ever. It always felt weird and creepy and uncomfortable.
Right.
Also, it also felt like I need you to do these things. Like there's a job to be done. Like we have work to do. Like I can't
Oh
be.
yeah, you're all business.
Yeah. I really am though. Like okay. I don't want like that weirdness to get in the way of all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want it to be like, I was too busy making Aunt dinner to get this thing done. Like you can't have that.
Yeah, no, that's true. But to say, we got to get work done. Stop it.
That's honestly how I feel. Because I feel
you can goof around. It's just a matter of
no, look, coworkers.
Of the goofing around.
Coworkers is one thing. Like I think if you want to date somebody in another department, go ahead. Like I think that's probably the most optimal situation for the workplace romance. Sure. You're in marketing, this one's in finance, and you guys hit it off, and great. Fine. But if it's like, that's your direct boss, that just,
No, it's weird.
That's weird.
There's so many conflicts there. No good.
And it gets in the, I feel like it's impossible to not get in the way of the work that needs to be done.
The work.
I know you're like looking at me like I'm crazy, but that's
like you're concerned about the work.
I know I'm a lazy guy. I goof off for a living. I get it, but that's the God's honest truth.
I get it. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Should we move the arrow down? What are we up to?
No, I can't move it into all the little ones. But we're kind of, these are all the things we're going to be bouncing around and hitting here.
All right, we're all over this thing.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a huge revelation that the fact that we know. Okay, so here's the overall picture, because we're in podcast 4 since the divorce was announced, and this unraveling of his character has come. A lot of people are going to yell and say, "I knew this. This is old news. This is BS."
And then they're clones anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this is kind of all really huge news. It's huge right now. The fact that they're getting divorced and we're learning all this new information. Some people knew about it, rumors now about it, but now we have multiple sources, multiple different people confirming all of this stuff. So here's the overall. Let's pull back and take a look at this. We know there's one affair. We know there were 2 advancements for sure. Okay. I feel like we are at the beginning.
Yeah, he's
like there's
a scumbag. What do you
the odds that these 3 incidents is it. I mean, is almost 0 and non-existent.
Pretty big odds,
right?
Decades of working, where doing what he did.
27 years of marriage. Now we know the affair was 20 years ago. So 7 years into his marriage, he was having an affair with somebody that worked for him.
Yeah, no, that's another. Do we know who that is? Did she come forward, or?
I think everybody's really trying to just keep themselves out of this.
Not that we know who it is, but she came forward and.
Yeah, a lot of them were speaking on conditions of anonymity over the weekend.
I mean, yeah, it's not looking good. Nothing's coming out. Nothing ever comes out and swings it the other way. Oh, he's good guy here. I mean, you could bring up all his philanthropy and whatever, but it's old news. There's something new that can't. No matter what comes out, it's going to be negative.
Mm-hmm.
I feel. I mean, that's always the way it goes.
Yep. Yeah, completely. The woman this is the second woman. The woman who spoke on a condition of anonymity because she did not want to be want the public attention associated with describing an unwanted advance of Bill Gates, said she felt very uncomfortable, but laughed to avoid the response. 6 current and former employees of Microsoft, the foundation, and the firm that manages the Gates fortune said those incidents and others more recently at times created an uncomfortable workplace environment. Mr. Gates was known for making clumsy approaches to women in and out of the office. His behavior fueled widespread chatter among employees about his personal life. Some of the employees said that while they disapproved of Mr. Gates' behavior, they did not perceive it to be predatory. They said he did not pressure women to submit to his advances at the sake of their careers, and he seemed to feel that he was giving the women the space to refuse his advances.
Gee, what a gentleman. Well, he pursued other women to cheat on his wife.
Yeah, it's a little tiny little morsel of dignity in an otherwise really shitty scenario. Even so, Mr. Gates' action ran counter to the agenda of female empowerment that Miss French Gates was promoting on a global stage. October 2nd, 2019, for example, she said she would spend $1 billion promoting women's power and influence in the United States. Even though most women now work full-time, we still shoulder the majority of caregiving responsibilities, she said. We face pervasive sexual harassment and discrimination. We are surrounded by bias and stereotypical representations that perpetuate harmful gender norms. In meetings at the foundation, Mr. Gates made sure his voice was dominant and could be dismissive towards Miss French Gates, causing some foundation employees to cringe, according to people who attended foundation meetings with the Gateses. So she's out there trying to push women empowerment.
Right.
And this guy is overpowering her in private business meetings and dealings.
Yeah, I mean,
scumbag.
That's a scumbag move.
Yeah,
scumbag
not good. Move. Again, I know people want to go on and on about the polio vaccine in India, which, if that story's true, show me the lawsuit from the Indian government to the Gates Foundation.
You mean COVID?
Polio. Yeah, no, this is polio. This is pre-COVID. Everybody's like, oh, they were killing people and they're doing all this stuff. Again, if it's true, there would be a lawsuit for sure against that organization. Nobody's been able to come forward. I don't know if that all happened. I think there were some unfortunate circumstances, but that besides the point. Like, this guy's a scumbag. Like, even though he's trying to help people, scumbag. Mm-hmm. Especially the way you treat your wife. You know what else I always felt was a real test of character for people, and I hate this because I have a really sour opinion about a lot of people because of it. You ever go to lunch with somebody, or a business lunch or a business dinner, the way they treat the wait staff?
Oh, sure.
You get somebody, and I worked with somebody that was a real piece of shit.
I hate that.
Like 4 weeks into working with them, we went to lunch, and they treated the waitress. He treated the waitress like awful.
That's the worst. I can't stand people that do that.
I felt so horrible, and it was just a sign of what was to come, because that's that will tell you everything you need to know about a person.
Totally.
Everything.
How they treat. There's no need for that. They're trying to. Not only are they literally waiting on you.
Yeah.
But they're making what they make, and it's not. It could lighten up, and I'm sure whatever mistake. Probably not their fault. The chef made it this way, made it that way. He or she, they're just carrying it to your table.
Yeah.
Message for everyone out there: treat your wait staff great. They deserve it.
There is never a reason ever to be upset that you don't have a fork and knife at your thing. That is always
get over it.
I'm sorry. Do you have can I have a fork and knife, please? That's how that should be delivered 1,000,000,000% of the time.
Even that, you sound like a scumbag.
You should not be getting angry at the fact that you don't have a fork and knife.
Can I get a fork and knife here, please?
I mean, dear Lord.
I can't. People, it's little things. People get upset about little things, even in relationships. Stop. Just why are you making a big deal out of stuff? Oh, they didn't, do this or they do that, and it's annoying, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, move on.
Yeah.
It's not the end. I didn't do anything. Nothing. They didn't do anything on purpose to, to mess with you. They did something. Whatever it is, just move on.
I think this is why all of our mutual friends, Frank, have stopped coming to me for advice or to complain. Because they'll be like, oh, my significant other does this, and my answer is always, hey, what about you? Like, have you lived with you? You're far more.
Take a look in the mirror, pal.
Yeah, you suck so hard compared to this little tiny thing that you're complaining about. That means absolutely nothing.
That's the thing. It means nothing. Just move on. Little things. You gotta look past the little things. I mean, if he or she punches you in the face out of nowhere, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If he or she, doesn't make the bed, whatever the hell the problem is, move on. That's not worth it.
In court, they try and establish patterns, right? Patterns of behavior, right? How about this for a pattern? Last episode, which you can go back and listen to, by the way, on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you rate and review, or check out the YouTube. We'll put a link in the cards. If you're on Facebook, you're screwed. Appreciate all the Facebook people.
Sorry.
YouTube is so much better. I'm just saying.
Flip on over to YouTube.
Happy to be on the Facebooks. Thumbs up if you can. Share it if you can. But, oh, my God, YouTube is such a better experience. Anyway, so last episode we learned about this Cascade company, right?
Right.
This was the, whatever you want to call it, investment.
Secret stash of money that he has.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to keep everything quiet. He's buying companies through this company, so it's not like Bill Gates buys this thing. It's this. Okay. The guy who runs that, his name is Michael Larson. We talked a little bit about him. This guy, Michael Larson, turns out was accused of sexual harassment by somebody who worked in a bike shop nearby. All right.
Bike shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the full story. Cascade owned assets like stocks, bonds. We talked about the Four Seasons, hotels, vast tracts of farmland. Also put the Gates' money into other investment vehicles. One was a venture capital firm called Rally Capital. So they're investing in other places that invest in things.
God, who keeps track of all that? I can't. I would be so lost. I'd be like, nope, I'm just doing my own thing. You could invest whatever you want. Just leave me out of it.
Rally Capital is in the same building that Cascade is in. Rally Capital owned a stake in a nearby bicycle shop. In 2017, the woman who managed the bike shop hired a lawyer and wrote a letter to Mr. and Mrs. Gates, or French Gates now. The letter said that Mr. Larson had been sexually harassing the manager of the bike shop, according to 3 people familiar with the claim. The letter said the woman had tried to handle the situation on her own without success. She asked the Gateses for help. If they didn't resolve the situation, the letter said she might pursue legal action. The woman reached a settlement in 2018 in which she signed a non-disclosure agreement in exchange for a payment, the 3 people familiar with the situation said. While Mr. Gates thought that brought the matter to an end, Miss French Gates, Melinda, was not satisfied with the outcome. 2 of the people said. She called for a law firm to conduct an independent review of the woman's allegations and of Cascade's culture. Mr. Larson was put on leave while the investigation was underway, but he was eventually reinstated. It's not clear whether or not the investigation exonerated Larson or not, but Larson still remains in charge of Cascade.
Well, then it looks like it did. I mean, if no other action was taken.
Yeah, no, did it? Or did Gates just go, all right, I got my wife out of my wife is done and whatever, go back to work? Again,
yeah, not good
pattern, right? Like he seems to be kind of tone deaf. He's overpowering his wife. He's cheating on her. It's okay.
So you're saying,
just
like he like told Melinda, yeah, we're investigating it, and nothing was happening.
Well, no. What I think happened is it sounds like she got this law firm to do their own investigation, but during this time, again, this was 18 heading into 19. She files for divorce, or she starts the divorce proceedings. And the investigation just stops, and who knows if it was, hey, you really didn't do anything, or, because by that point, Bill's probably going, whatever, she's divorcing me, it's kind of over and done with. You go back to work, and let's kind of move on here. So,
jeez,
yeah,
what a world. I don't know how they get involved in all this crap.
Supposedly, and again, the more people are digging into the Epstein connection here.
That's where you dig.
Yeah, so let's get into that. Supposedly, he told Epstein that he was in a toxic marriage. And that Epstein and him, we talked about the fact that they met dozens of times in a 3-year period, and she didn't like it.
Epstein's the last guy you would ever want to take relationship advice from.
Yeah.
But continue.
But supposedly that's exactly what he did. Now, a Gates spokesperson denies this. They're denying the allegation, but the Daily Beast, again, continued to report on it and dig up some more information. And they said that Epstein was giving him advice on the relationship and also tax implications. And, basically like, by all accounts, it sounds like Gates was kind of like, if I get divorced, how do I save my money from her? And that's what Epstein was there to provide the information for. Now, oddly, as we talked about, the fact that Gates really didn't need anything from Epstein, and that what was Epstein providing, oddly enough, you would hope that this would be it. Like, hopefully this would be this would be the end of it. It may not be. Who knows? And I'm not here to I'm not.
We don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know what we don't know. We're not reporting anything we don't know.
Exactly. Legally, we can't really say anything. They'd sue the pants off of us. But again, even if it's not underage women, it could have just been women, period. You know what I'm saying? If this guy's living this brothel lifestyle, you know, there had to be something there.
You also don't have to be underage to be trafficked.
Right. Correct. And also, and I don't want to sound scumbaggy here, Frank, but bear with me for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Gates and you're a billionaire, okay, is it better? And you're gonna be a scumbag. Like you're gonna be a scumbag. Like there's not like he's a scumbag. Like there's no changing around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it better to be cheating on your wife with people that you work with? Remember, she worked at the company as well. Trying to go out with women that work at your foundation, right? Which is named after her, half named after her too. Or is it better to just go on the side and be with a prostitute? Like, it's legal in Las Vegas. You could go there. He's got billions of dollars. I'm sure there are I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying I would do it, not condoning this behavior, but I'm sure there are people that make a living off of just sleeping with rich guys and keeping quiet. Wouldn't that be the more dignified? If you're going to be a scumbag, wouldn't that be the more dignified route to go down to keep things quiet and maybe?
Yeah, but the egos, I feel like there are egos that would probably prevent someone like that from being like, I don't have to pay for it. You know?
I guess so.
He's probably, you know, if you're that big a scumbag and your ego is that big, you're going to be like, no, I don't have to pay for it. I can get it on my, you know, I can get a girl on my own.
Yeah. It feels weird to be rationalizing in this realm, but I can't help but think.
Hard to, yeah.
What an extra layer of shitty you are to be doing this in public amongst people that are in your wife's circle.
Yeah. And we're all like, dude, you know, I imagine, I mean, if you're boss, you're in a meeting or something and your boss starts hitting on someone and asks her out right in front of you, do you say something? What do you? I mean, I don't know what to do.
I say something privately after the fact
to the boss.
Yeah,
like, dude, you're a married man. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't. Again, if the if my boss was hitting on some other woman in another department that's not underneath him, I probably don't care.
And he's married. And would you say anything?
You know, the thing is it's
tough. It's tough.
It's really tough.
You don't want to, oh, who the hell are you to interfere with me? Oh, it's my marriage.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like, yeah, but.
Younger me would have been like, oh, I got to do the right thing all the time. Older me kind of slows down and goes, hang on a second. Is this your fight? Is this your, is this your thing? I don't really know. I mean, to me, we'd have to talk to somebody who's had a lot more HR experience, and lucky for us, our HR expert has just joined the program.
I mean, lucky for you is correct. Wait, hold on. I dropped something.
J-Sabs, Frank just put a great question to me. If your boss who's married, she's actually probably had this experience.
Yeah.
If your boss
what did you do when this happened?
If your boss who's married is flirting with somebody else or making advances at somebody else.
Actual advances, like, I want to take you out, let's go out.
Right. Whether it was your male bosses or your female bosses, you've had both. Do you pull them? Do you say something? Do you pull them aside and be like, hey, what are you doing? You're married?
No, that's not my business. I'll be honest, not my business. And I would have to see what kind of relationship I have with my boss. Meaning, like, can I tell him, like, what are you doing? Because if I don't have that, I can't. You can't. But I will say something. I will tell you this because, all right. The same woman who reported me to HR. This is, and because I'm answering your question.
Go ahead.
the same woman who reported me to HR had a very close relationship with my boss. Meaning, like, they would spend holidays together.
Okay.
And she didn't like that me and my boss had the same type of humor, like legit the same type of humor. Because you guys know my humor.
Yes, she was like jealous of the closeness that you had with her with the boss.
Yeah, but she spent holidays with him.
Right.
My
So she
problem
shouldn't have
is,
been. Yeah, go ahead.
she went back and told the wife stuff about me.
Oh, so she made up stuff.
Yes, she did. And
So-
I did not find this out until later on. She was just like, I would be careful with Janine, because her and blank always laugh and joke around. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. And so that, just saying that my point is, she had the type of relationship that she could say that with him, whether or not it was actually like what she thought or not.
Right. Yeah.
But that caused a huge problem, which I have to say, like, you guys know me. I've never been in that situation before in my life. And I was devastated, honestly, that anyone could think of me that way.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I was.
See, but this is why I won't even joke. If I have a professional relationship with anybody, I won't really joke around with them.
Yeah.
They get, see, the stuff that you guys get, the stuff that the podcast gets, that's me. That's my humor.
Yeah.
If I deal with anybody in a professional stance, they get like safe,
Professional, Anthony.
professional.
Oh,
Yeah.
not me.
Like, I'll make a joke, but it won't be like a kind of joke that I would make here.
But is it everyone like, if you're working with, I mean, I'm sure you made friends with people you've worked with. I mean, you're not
Very
goofing around
rarely.
with them?
Very rarely.
You don't go out to lunch and just goof around or whatever.
He doesn't like people. You have to remember, he doesn't like humans. So
Very few people that I've worked with that I've considered friends. I will actually feel more comfortable. I'll feel more friendly towards them after the working relationship has ended.
Oh,
so
sure.
you know.
I mean, yeah,
If-
there's the working relationship is
Yeah.
because you would say stuff to them if you weren't working with them. You could say something like, "Dude,
Yeah.
what the hell?" But you can't say shit, that's out of line if you're working with them. If you're just friends, then yeah, you can say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, or it's not even that, like, because there'll be times where like they might have done something and I'll be like, oh, that was shitty, or I wouldn't have done it that way, or that was a bum decision, and I won't say it to them. But
Yeah.
if we're not working together, I could be like, that was dumb. You shouldn't have done it that way. Like, this is why you had all these problems, because of this.
Yeah.
But
It was funny. I used to work with someone, and we were all talking about something, and they said, like, they kind of called us out on something that, not that we did, but it was something like, oh, you shouldn't put this. It was a work thing. It was a work problem. Like, oh, you shouldn't put this in this column or something like that. And he kind of ripped on everybody for it. But we're all on the same level, professionally. It wasn't our boss or anything. So in my head, I wanted to say, dude, take it easy. What the hell?
yeah,
But professionally, you can't say something like that. We were like, well, we'll take care of it. Let's do better.
yeah,
You can't be like, dude, calm down. We'll we'll fix it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. So yeah, you obviously have to talk differently to. On a
See-
I mean, it
professional level.
depends. It depends the setting, though. Honestly, I'll be like, because there was one job where I couldn't really be myself because my boss was very, very conservative and yeah, like.
Is this the
yeah, he
one
knew
that
me,
you sent a fake vagina
Yes.
picture to?
Yes, that
Just
one. Honestly,
Fake vagina picture.
Just want to
Yes.
catch everybody up because we do have a lot of new listeners and viewers. Yeah, you don't remember this, Frank? She dressed up as Britney Spears the year she flashed everybody, and so she had
Okay.
a fake hoo-ha shot, and she took pictures during Halloween, and she accidentally sent the conservative boss these pictures.
I do not remember this. story.
I'm still fucking cringing right now. Thank you.
That's a great story.
Did your boss respond to that?
What did he say?
You know what he did?
I forgot. He
He's
said
like-
something to you and left, right?
He goes, "Hey, whatever you want to do in your own time." And I was just like, that wasn't me. That's exactly what I said. He went out for lunch and he never came back that day.
He
And
never
guess
came
what?
back.
No, seriously.
The company's
never
been
came-
rudderless ever since.
He skipped the country, and I was like, I can't go back to that.
He
Whatever
never
the hell
came
that
back.
was.
And that was the only day he ever went to lunch and then never came back. I'm
The
not
only
even
day
kidding
he
you.
ever went
I'm
to
not even
lunch
kidding
and
you.
never came
He went out to lunch with his friend and never came back. And I was like, oh my. And it was a Friday. So I remember being like, oh, I have
He
to
never
go
left
all
early?
weekend.
He
Never.
left. Wow.
Never. Never left early to go to lunch and
Hey,
then never
you got
come
him
back.
out of the office. He
See,
should be thanking you.
but to go back to your original question, I would be more apt to say something if he was hitting on, what's the word? Underling? That seems so
Subordinate,
subordinate. Even subordinate sounds wrong to me.
employee.
Employee, yeah, like somebody underneath him, like that. That to me, I would
Hey,
probably pull him aside and be like, "Hey, just so you know, this is kind of maybe a little, maybe not good
I
for
don't
your
know.
future
I
if
don't
you
know
keep this up."
because
I feel like I
I
could
don't
do that
know.
with a direct boss, but a boss's boss, like the guy who runs the whole place,
Yeah,
I rarely have had that connection.
yeah, because
With
going
that
back
person.
to what Janine said too, and what you were just saying, you got to care for somebody a little bit to say that to them. Like if I
Yeah.
didn't care about you and you were gonna go make that mistake, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know?
If they're like, if you don't want to see everybody get screwed over, if you
Yeah.
care about, even if you care about, the other person, the third wheel, I guess, in the whole thing, you'd probably
I don't
step
know.
in. But
I have
feel
nothing
like
against-
let these adults do what the hell they're gonna do.
Let's
I
get
have
back
nothing
to
against office romance. I really don't.
No, office romance is fine, but when it's like the boss dating, it's weird when a higher up is dating someone.
yeah.
Or
Do
Or
you
just
think
banging.
that's weird?
Whatever.
No, because you know what? I've seen it.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
But-
All right. Let's
Doesn't
play the
mean
game.
it's not
Hold on.
weird.
Time out. Let's play the game. You're a mom now. Your little kiddies grow up and they get jobs. And your daughter comes to you. One of them comes to you and goes, my boss asked me out. How are you going to feel about it then?
And then it's like, well, what do you have to do what don't you have to do to get that promotion, right?
there's that. There's if the relationship goes sour, is it gonna it's gonna affect her career? Is if
Well, I'll tell you, that's the one thing, like when you're going out with someone from work, if it goes sour and you still have to work together, ooh, because I've
Miserable.
seen
it's a
that.
big risk.
I've seen that, and it was not good.
By the
It
way,
was not good.
I've seen that, and it sucks for all the people that weren't in the relationship
Yeah.
because now we
'Cause
have
you-
to deal with
yep.
all that shit. You know?
Ah, God. How about this? I'll even up you. How about two people going out at work, still going out? He hits on the receptionist hits on him. They kind of have a secret texting relationship. I don't know if they actually ever banged or not. The girlfriend finds out, takes a hold of the receptionist, and has a talk with her. That was a good day.
And you went in front of everybody.
Initially, I think it was like 10 people, but then she took her downstairs to talk to her. Yeah.
All right,
Because
so she
like that's
handled it.
awkward.
Did it end?
That's awkward. It did end.
Hey, good for her. I mean, no way she didn't like beat her up or anything. She just
No,
talked to
but-
her.
Yeah.
Good
I
for
wa-
her.
I wonder if
Threatened her.
Melinda's gonna have anybody beaten up because it feels like we're heading down that path a little bit.
Does Melinda wield the power?
Well, she's gonna have the money to hire people to beat up people. I mean, when
Yeah.
you got billions, you have beat up people power. That's
true.
That just goes
More
without
power
saying.
than Billy.
All right, let's wrap up the last two parts of this Gates thing: the stocks and the inheritance. So, I know Janine likes to join for the last two topics of the show. We're still on the first one. She has a panic attack.
To be fair,
I'm
this
gonna
is
ha- I'm
a
gonna
huge
have to
topic.
move-
We
I'm gonna
talked
have
about
to
a lot.
move my
These
location.
These are quick ones, but I know people
That's
love
what
the
she said.
conspiracy theories about Gates. And when stuff starts to get proven, when the people that have been screaming weird conspiracy theories that haven't been proven yet and they start to come out, I want to give them their day. And some people have said this about swapping the money around and saving this or that. So last week, Cascade Investments transferred stock in Deere and Company, Deere and Co., to Melinda Gates, bringing the total amount that she's received since they announced their divorce to more than $3 billion. The investment vehicle transferred about 2.25 million shares worth about $851 million, according to the regulatory filing. That followed similar disclosures tied to Mexican companies Coca-Cola FEMSA and Grupo Televisa, and about $1.8 billion of stock in Canadian National Railway Co. and Auto Nation Inc. So there's no, I mean, what this guy owns, there's no end to it. It's not just friggin' farmland. It's Canadian Railway and Mexican Coca-Cola. Weird. It's like, it's, you know.
Yeah. It's everything. Name it. He probably has stock in it.
Yeah. In fact, I would say a good, fair amount of people that are screaming about Bill Gates being a piece of garbage probably work for him and don't even know it.
Do you think he owns even a small amount of Apple stock?
I think he does, or he did at one time. I know they Steve Jobs and Gates worked together on something very early on, and there was some swap of stock arrangement agreement. Whatever. In the early days with Xerox and all this stuff, they did come together because Microsoft wound up providing something to Apple. I don't remember exactly what it was. So no, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, maybe you can't because Microsoft, they're competitors, and he was on the board, so maybe he can't. But there was something there. They did have a relationship, albeit they were against each other a lot.
Is my AOL stock worth anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. In fact, I'm going to double check the paperwork for this show because I'm not 100% sure that we don't are partially owned by the Gates Foundation.
That's possible. Is YouTube owned by?
I don't know.
Them? Who the hell knows?
I shouldn't have said that though, because people are not going to get that was a joke. And
that was a joke. Bill Gates does not own the show.
Yeah. So the last, believe me, Bill Gates doesn't own the show. We'd all be wearing nicer clothes. The last,
I like my Star Wars shirts, and you just look how insulted Janine is.
Well, I shouldn't have said that.
I'm not the one who wears Skechers or Crocs here. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was defending you.
I know you were.
You got caught in the crossfire there, Frank. That was unfortunate.
It happened.
So here's the weird thing about Melinda's approach to this. Not only does she have some killer divorce attorneys, but she also brought in some well-known trust and estate lawyers to the divorce proceedings. And what they're saying now is the reason why she's doing that is because she's trying to get more for her children, other than the $10 million that Bill has been hell-bent on giving them because, you know, he doesn't want them leading a privileged life. So
goodbye.
This has long been the story that they're only getting 10 million, and now what we're seeing, what people are kind of saying, other lawyers and everything, because I guess you don't really bring trust lawyers to a divorce proceedings unless you're splitting up billions of dollars and you're trying to get your kids more cash than whatever.
Do you think they're not? It's not like they're starting at zero though. It's not like the kids have $0.
No, they're starting at $10 million. So that's a pretty good start.
No.
God.
I'd
kill for that
the
start.
10 million. I mean, you think I'm sure they have bank accounts, and I'm
right
sure
now?
There's not. Yeah. And I'm sure there's not zero in those bank accounts.
Well, I'm sure if they were smart and everything and they saved what they were given, I'm sure they've got cars and I'm sure maybe even a house. And
it's not like they're only going to walk away. I mean, not that that's a small amount, but it's not like they're just going to get 10 million and they're starting with 10 million. I'm sure they have millions in assets and in their accounts and whatever.
Well, the plan was they would get to when Bill and Melinda close their eyes 100 years from now. I'm contractually obligated to say that as an Italian. They would get.
I've never heard that, but go ahead.
What? Are you serious?
Close their eyes 100 years from now?
You never said that in your family?
No. You made that up just now.
I'm all right. I definitely didn't make it up. Maybe you should listen louder over your Wonder Bread Sunday dinners. Maybe that's what the problem is. Because I don't know.
Wonder Bread Sunday dinners.
Yeah.
You just made that up.
I don't know if you're really.
Yeah.
That's what you call people who aren't really Italian, who think they're Italian.
I never heard that.
You never heard that?
No, you're just making shit up as we go.
All right.
That's two, buddy.
That's 100. I cannot wait to get to the comments in this episode.
Oh my God.
I will be vindicated in the comments. So that's the story. But here's my question: if she gets $60 billion, isn't it hers to leave her kids whatever the hell she wants? Like, this $10 million thing is old news. Like, she's gonna do whatever she wants now.
Of course she is.
And
she can leave everything to them.
By all accounts, it sounds like this was the crazy women-hating Bill Gates' idea to only leave the kids $10 million, allegedly.
And not only that,
don't sue me.
Yeah, let's say they both get $60 billion each. It's not like it's going to end there. They're going to keep making money.
Yeah, that compound interest is a son of a bitch, ain't it?
Yeah, by the time they close their eyes and whatever the hell you said, they're gonna be worth like triple, quadruple, whatever the hell they end up with after the divorce.
I can't believe Janine, you've never heard that 100 years from now when they close their eyes?
You know what? Maybe my mother has said that, because my mother says, all those fucking things. And I'm like, what'd you just say? Huh?
It's a very old person thing.
Maybe she said that.
You talk about me being old.
I'm surprised you haven't seen that on Golden Girls, because I know you watch that shit every day, Frank.
Not every day. No, actually, I haven't seen an episode of Golden Girls in a while, and they are great.
Oh, my God.
They are hilarious.
UFOs. 60 Minutes ran this huge piece on UFOs. I found it particularly interesting because we got to hear from some government officials, some Navy, Air Force people who have been up there and who have actually seen, some of these things. There was a couple of incidents which I found interesting. One was an aircraft carrier a couple of years ago who was running some radar back in 2004, and they saw on their radar this huge thing, and they sent a couple of pilots up to check it out, and that's where we'll pick up the story from. Take a listen to this.
Training about 100 miles southwest of San Diego. The advanced new radar on a nearby ship, the USS Princeton, had detected what operators called multiple anomalous aerial vehicles over the horizon, descending 80,000 feet in less than a second.
80,000 feet in less than a second.
I mean, a couple of things with that. If there's any kind of living being in that is from Earth, that they're dead.
Yeah.
There's no way to survive that.
That's a lot of G-force.
It's a lot.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Also, who knows? Who knows if it was a manned anything? Maybe it was space debris. Maybe it was junk, a fallen satellite. It could have been anything. No.
Let me answer that question for you, there, Frankie.
Here we go.
Her backseater says, "Hey, Skipper, do you?" And about that got out. I said, "Dude, do you see that thing down there?" And we saw this little white tic-tac looking object, and it's just kind of moving above the whitewater area.
Do you ever drop your phone and it sort of bounces off the countertop and then bounces off something else, and then it's sort of like no predictable movement, no predictable trajectory?
Yeah.
It was just
like a ping pong ball.
No acceleration.
Very, very random.
Acceleration.
As Dietrich circled above,
is that crazy? Yeah.
So it went.
Well, here.
So you're sort of spiraling down.
Yep. The tic-tac's still pointing north-south. It goes and just turns abruptly and starts mirroring me. So as I'm coming down, it starts coming up.
So it's mimicking.
So they're both flying in two different planes. The woman that you heard and the man, and they're talking about it. And he goes, "Let me get a closer look." And he goes down, and then the object actually starts mirroring what he's doing.
Yeah, that's cool. See?
Yeah, that's freaky shit.
All right.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff you look at and you go, yeah, this is real. And I mean, is it an alien? Who the hell knows? I'm going
to save everybody from I'm going to save everybody from watching this horrific 60 Minutes thing, because it was good, but it was a lot of fluff too.
Yeah.
these people all seem totally genuine. They're all, again, they're men and women of our armed forces. So,
Yeah.
you know, they all seem like they didn't want to be in this situation, which is always, to me, is a telltale sign of somebody who's telling the truth. And genuinely didn't want to be in the situation. And, you know, they were all saying the same thing of, we didn't know what it was. It could have easily been from another planet as much as it could have been from another country. You know, in fact,
I mean,
they were kind of saying it probably was from another country. But when you think about it, there aren't many countries that have outdone the U.S.
in terms of aircraft
and technology and stuff like that.
And
it's probably the Russians.
And if they have outdone anything we've done, it's not this advanced.
And we've never been that far behind them in developing something, you know, similar. So
something that can go from 80,000 feet down to zero or whatever in a second. How do you even track that? That's like that's too fast. That's like insane.
Yeah,
80,000 feet in a second. I'm not sure how, you know,
that works.
That's insane.
And I forget the guy who said he worked at Area 51. He was on the Rogan podcast. He had the Netflix thing. He was the guy who said that there was no winged. It wasn't ever really a winged craft. It was more spherical. And a Tic Tac size thing would support that it would maybe be spinning or something of that nature. And
just to give you an idea. Sorry.
Yeah. Go.
80,000 feet per second is equivalent to 54,545 miles an hour. 54,000 miles an hour, basically. Which, I mean,
ain't no PBA card gets you out of that ticket. I'll tell you what.
No, definitely not.
If the police can catch you.
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing that I think anybody's aware of on this planet that can move that fast.
No.
And hold something alive in it.
Yes.
I don't see that happening. I don't know.
So we did Gates conspiracies and UFOs on this episode. I mean, we're 5 minutes away from basically being Alex Jones. That's how close we are.
That's it.
And no, but this is, at least we have, like, you know, this is a source. This is not like, you know, the frogs, you know, are telling me this, and, you know, this is actual news reporting.
I'm just saying, if we start selling Patriot protein powder, then that's it.
Never.
We're done. Ricky Schroeder. Anybody remember him?
Silver Spoons, baby.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Silver Spoons. Was that like a show in the 80s?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a little bit before our time. I think, like, if you were probably like 2 or 3 years older, that you would have been watching it. Like,
I caught the tail
more.
end
I
of
think. Yeah,
it was around
same
the time
thing.
of like Small Wonder, and what was the other one? The one with the robot. I forget her name.
That is Small Wonder, right?
Well, that one, and the one where she freezes time, the alien one.
With Soleil Moon Fry? Wasn't that one of the kids' names?
That was one of them.
Yeah, she was in something.
Punky Brewster.
Punky Brewster's one.
What was it?
But there's one where she's an alien and she can freeze time like this.
Yeah, I thought that was Small Wonder too.
But then there's one where she's a robot. There's a different one where there's a robot.
Oh, really? I thought it was like the same one.
No, they're two different things. I can't remember the other one.
Well, Schroeder went to, I guess he's like, I don't know, 50 now or whatever. When's the last time he's actually acted in anything of significance? I don't even know.
No, Move your arrow.
What movie?
Move the arrow.
Move the arrow.
Oh, Move the Arrow. I thought you said Movie Idol. I was like, Movie Idol? I haven't seen
he was in Movie Idol.
He went to Costco and roughed up one of the Costco welcoming people. Because he wouldn't let him in because he wasn't wearing a mask. Now, this happened like over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he was probably going off on, we don't have to wear masks anymore.
Yeah, take a listen.
Jason, and what do you do here?
I'm a supervisor, front-end supervisor.
And why aren't you letting me in?
Because in the state of California and the county of Los Angeles, there has been and Costco, there's been no change to our mask policy. Not in the state of California or in the county of Los Angeles.
Didn't you see the news? You didn't see the news. Nationwide Costco has said you don't need to wear a mask.
Actually, that's not accurate.
What is accurate?
So what is accurate is that Costco always goes above and beyond when following the law. and the mandate in California has not changed. There does seem to be the possibility that in June, by mid-June, that's a date that California, I know,
if they allow us, if they grant us that, our kings, the people in power, you're going to listen to these people?
Well, I know
they've
that
destroyed our
kings.
economy.
Well,
they're
sir,
destroying
they're
our
evaluating.
culture. They're destroying our state. And you're just going to listen to their
Destroying our
rules.
culture.
Well, what we are going to do is simply follow the guidelines.
Okay. I'm getting my refund. I'm getting my refund from Costco. I suggest everybody in California get their refund from Costco. Give up your membership to Costco until they remove this.
Okay, Ricky Schroeder.
Wait, there's more, but I can't even. I mean, this guy is roughing up Jason, the fucking front end supervisor.
I thought you meant he like physically roughed him up. He just
no, but he was like all over the guy, giving him a hard time. Like,
all right, he didn't beat him up.
This guy probably makes 35 grand a year, and he's got to catch shit from the guy from Silver fucking Spoons.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
really?
Silver Spoons.
Yeah, maybe. If that. I mean, he probably was pissed off that he had to go back to his car. If he even, I don't even know what the rule is for Costco, honestly, but maybe the one who works in, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, just follow the rules. Every store, the store could have a thing. You got to just, until this is all lifted 100%, it's going to be, some places have it, some places don't. Just follow the
I know
rules.
Target, you don't have to wear one.
There you go.
Starbucks,
all right.
too.
Is that right?
If they don't have it, then you don't have to wear it.
But what's weird is that the states can supersede, like the states can dictate. So if California says no, whatever the corporate says doesn't matter. They still got to abide by what's going on there locally, which is going to cause nothing but this kind of garbage. The CDC saying you don't have to wear a mask anymore, if you're vaccinated, is going to do nothing but cause this. You would just hope it was by somebody, that wasn't a decent, like you would assume that this guy's a decent human being, but clearly not. You know what I mean? If he's going to go,
it's funny. He's the one who posted it, right? So that's even funnier. It's not like someone took a video of him.
This backfired on him.
And you look like the biggest douchebag on the planet, giving this poor guy a hard time about the stupid mask thing.
He's like, dude, I got to wear it. Just freaking put it on. You can take it off when you leave. When you go to places that don't have them. Again, for the next couple of months or so, whatever it is, as everything starts lifting and people start, all these companies are like, all right, let's take down the signs. You don't have to wear a mask anymore. It's going to be this transition. So it's not going to be in 1 second.
Yeah.
Which everybody's going to be different.
Yeah. Every company is different and every state is different.
Every state has their own thing. That's what it is.
Unless some companies just do it like Target and Starbucks just do it, through the whole entire U.S. This is how we're going to do it.
I'll tell you what, I'm so addicted to coffee. If Starbucks said I had to walk on my head and wear a mask, I'd still go in there for my iced latte in the afternoon.
There you go.
I'd learn my balance and just do it. No, but look, obviously, we understand where the guy is coming from, but he's acting like Jason, the front end Costco supervisor, came up with this idea.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, we all know that this guy doesn't want to be. This guy, who, for all we know, this guy probably doesn't believe in masks altogether and hates it.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Could be. Doesn't, he's just trying to do. He's just trying to be there and enforce the Costco rule or whatever the hell it is, or the state of California's rule.
And we all hate the masks. We're all over it. We all can't wait for this shit to be over.
Exactly.
What makes you so fucking special? Because you're an actor from 35 years ago that you have to have your fucking way
Literally
right then and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And yeah, exactly. We're all, everybody wants to go back to normal. We all want to.
Yeah.
We're all trying to get there. It's not going to be a sprint to the finish line. We're going to have to walk to the finish line, and that's where we're going.
I mean, I disagree with you there. I think it should be over. I feel like in the next couple of weeks,
it's got to be done carefully. Next couple of weeks. It's not going to be overnight.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
It's
going to take each state to roll out its own stuff.
We awkwardly stumbled over months into this situation. You can't think that it's going to be the flick of a switch to get out.
Exactly.
It's going to be the same awkward stumble out of this situation.
Carry the stupid thing in your pocket. You got to put it on.
That's the beautiful part about all this. It is just a fucking 3-ounce mask.
It's a piece of material.
Except if it itches the shit out of you.
I agree. But
Get a new mask.
And if you have sensitive skin, like just sensitive skin in general.
I went to grab lunch at the deli today, right? And it was this wonderfully air conditioned, like the air Janine, you would have been in paradise because
thank you.
I walked in and I was like, it is so wonderfully cool in here. And I was wearing my mask, and the 5 people there were wearing their mask, and everybody behind the counter was wearing their mask. And I was thinking about wearing the mask because I have to wear the mask on the field outside during my kids' t-ball game. Like that's their rules. I was thinking about how miserable it is to wear that mask in heat.
Yes,
it
is
so uncomfortable. But if you're properly air conditioned, you could do it for 20 minutes, half hour. It really isn't that bad.
And Costco is properly air conditioned for the most part.
Here's what I notice what I do, and this is why it's really bad for me. I said this before, I tend to keep my mouth open a little bit. I don't know why. I cannot stop. You don't really wear it for long, but like whatever I do, I have to physically think, Janine, close your mouth. Because later on, my jaw's going to start aching. It's weird. I don't know why.
So the mask should help with that. That should be good.
No.
The mask keeps
it's not good.
Flies from flying into your mouth.
No, that's what I mean. I only do that when I wear the mask. I only do that when I wear the mask. If don't wear it, my mouth isn't open. It's just something, I don't know what it is.
Or your mouth hangs open when you wear it.
Yep.
Well, that's
what's your husband have to say about all of this?
Well, I'm not going to ask Dee what I told her. I can't say it on the air.
Here's the best part about the Ricky Schroeder exchange. This is the part I actually loved. The manager, Michelle or Vanessa or Sandra or some shit like that, I don't know. She comes over and gets involved at this moment, and you have to just look, even though she's masked, you have to look at the expression on her face and their exchange together. Here, this is the manager coming on over. I got the spinny wheel of death. Oh, goodness.
Oh, good timing.
Oh, my God. This wouldn't happen if we didn't have to wear the masks. Everything would work.
It's true.
And, if Bill Gates ran this show, all our tech would be on point.
Do you remember during the Trump administration when we never had any issues with videos playing?
None.
No.
Golden era.
We always had problems.
Wait, hold on 1 minute. I have to go do something. Hold on.
Guess.
We lost Janine. That's it. She's not coming back.
Gas was cheap.
She's going to be like her boss.
Gas was cheap. Stocks were high. Janine used to sit down for the whole entire show. I mean, it was just...
That's true.
A paradise, Frank. A paradise.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Should we wait for her? Now I got it working again. Should we wait for her to come back?
Nah, play it. She'll watch it on the recap.
We don't know how long this is going to go for. She could be gone for a half hour. She could be
gone for an hour. Who the hell knows?
We have no idea. Okay, I'm going to play it.
California, in any company that I'm aware of, the places I shop still require masks. But that's not the point. The point is Costco is simply abiding by the law, and that's the law.
There's my refund. You're the manager? I'm the manager. Okay, I'm suggesting everybody in California get a refund from Costco until this rule is lifted. Thank you. Thank you.
Just bye.
She was the best part. He's like, "You're the manager." She's like, "I'm the manager." She's like, "Here's your refund." She walks away.
Refund. See ya. We don't need you, Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah, who fucking needs you, Ricky Schroeder? By the way, it's Costco. I bet you Bill Gates would have a tough time taking Costco down. Okay, Ricky Schroeder has no fucking shot in hell.
Probably owns half of it.
He might. I'm just saying, Ricky Schroeder has no shot in hell. He's being the biggest Karen alive here, or Ken. What do they call the guy? Karens? Kens?
Ken.
Yeah. You being the big Kenny Schroeder is what we're gonna call this guy from now on. Kurt Cobain. Frank, do you want to do this one, or you want me to do it?
Well, I don't have it ready, but I could look it up.
All right.
That's what she said.
Strands of Kurt Cobain's golden locks are actually selling more than the price of gold.
Yeah, this is insane.
There was an auction for a few strands of Kurt Cobain's hair, and they sold for $14,145. Six strands, by the way.
6 strands. This wasn't like a lock of hair. This was literally like strands you would find, like, I don't know, on a towel, on a towel you dry your hair with.
I'm gonna hold up the photo for people that are watching. That you don't even know if that's Kurt Cobain's hair or somebody scratched your Honda. There's no way of knowing. It looks exactly
I read
the same.
in the article, there's a photo that was taken. There was a tour that they were on, and he got a haircut, and that was taken from that, apparently from that haircut.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's
a photo of them taking that haircut.
These things will come up from time to time. I think it's a little weird to collect certain memorabilia, but by far, I think the hair is the worst, like, most creepy thing that you could possibly own. And I'm kind of embarrassed. Like, what's that scenario? Like, you come over for the dinner party and I show you the hair I just bought for 14 grand.
No.
How is that a moment of pride?
You know what they're doing with it? They're definitely cloning it, using his DNA from his hair to make a new Kurt Cobain.
I didn't think of that.
I think so, definitely.
By the way, hang on a second. For all these people that Joe Biden's a clone and Bill Gates a clone, why haven't we cloned fucking people that we really want back? Why hasn't that been done yet?
Because they're anti-establishment. You can't. The people who are doing the cloning are pro-government.
Bullshit. Yeah. You're telling me the clone puppet masters wouldn't want to hear "Smells Like Teen Spirit" live just one more fucking time?
They probably do.
Yeah, so take 5 minutes from cloning a world leader and let's get these hairs going.
I'm sure it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely.
I'm telling you, if they use whatever the leader funds, the cloning funds they have to clone Kurt Cobain, I'm sure they'd be
I don't know,
fired or whatever.
We're joking about this now, but in a year and a half when we're doing that episode about the Kurt Cobain clone, we're going to be like, remember 2 years ago? It was fucked up.
Yeah, but then we got to wait, 20-something years for him to play some music.
Right. Oops.
You can't clone him as a 25-year-old.
Yes, you can. Multiplicity rules, damn it.
Oh, that's true.
Why don't you accept this?
That's true. I'm sorry.
We're coming up on two of the most controversial topics of the episode, and we've talked about Bill Gates and UFOs. Maybe
this is saying a lot.
Maybe the most controversial would be Janine's Ricky Schroeder effort against Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly.
But first, we have to address the accusations that we ourselves are Satanists. That the Anthony on Air
Who said this? And what did they say?
Like us?
Yes.
Us. Yeah, that's what I said. I looked at that. I saw AOA Satanists. And I went, what the hell is that? Who's that? I was like, did you, is that initials for someone? I don't know.
Either.
I don't know who that was. And then he said Anthony on Air. And I went, oh, crap. Us?
Yeah, I love that.
Who is this?
I love that the two Satanist ringleaders are pretending like, oh, me? Like, what are they talking about? This is crazy.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
So who said this and what did they say exactly?
Well, Jessica said it.
Oh, Jessica said it. Okay.
No last name given here. But a recent comment on one of our videos, Jessica said,
I didn't see this one.
This is all controlled. The diamonds behind Anthony, she's referring to the sound treatment.
Soundproofing.
This is just sound treatment.
This is soundproofing panels.
Is it though, or is it a sign of Satanism? I don't know.
Well, a diamond,
Since
when is a diamond shape?
But
a diamond shape.
The diamonds behind Anthony, the other guy, this is my favorite part about it. She doesn't even know your name, Frank. It's nice for you to lose one on occasion.
I'm glad she's paying attention to the show.
The other guy with 96 on his shirt, I guess you were wearing a shirt that had 96 on it in this episode, which, according to her, is coding for 666.
Yep, it is.
How is that?
96 is coding for 666, Frank. Everybody knows that.
Oh, I see.
I mean, you can't just put 666 on your shit. You got to put 96.
Yeah.
Oh, so 96 now is no good?
Stop pretending.
I can't even think of what shirt that is.
All right, I'll go back and I'll queue up the shirt.
96.
Triangles on the front door, which is true.
Those are windows, dude.
You do have triangles.
They're more like Trivial Pursuit wedges.
That's exactly what a Satanist would say.
Trivial Pursuit.
They don't look like that?
The girl flashing one-eyed symbolism.
Ooh.
You know you were doing that, Janine.
That's just Janine.
Janine's a big flasher of one-eyed symbolism. I mean, she's famous for that.
The old one-eyed symbolism.
And this one I don't get, the shh symbol. I don't know what that means.
Did we do that?
Yeah.
Did somebody
Yes.
do? I don't know.
Oh, I've definitely done that before.
To us?
And she said Luciferian shit 100. And then she put the pukey person, the pukey sick person emoji. There's
Anthony.
Jessica's comment right there.
Great.
There you go.
What's the other? Oh, the 100. Okay.
Satanist.
You know, there's some sick people in this world. Like,
Where did
like
they say
you-
Satanists?
and you know what?
Well, she
I
said
bet this woman
Luciferian.
Oh.
is
Luciferian
normal
shit.
as fuck at
Stupid.
work. I bet you this woman is normal as fuck at work. You better believe it, okay?
You think this is Jessica, the nice lady who brings in the muffins on Thursdays?
Yes, you better believe it, okay? When she goes, she's one of these people. She goes to Starbucks and she asks if anybody wants anything. This is her, okay?
It could be.
Okay.
It could be. This could be that woman who, the HR woman who hates you
Oh yeah.
under a pseudonym.
Oh well, that
But
woman
no,
looked like
we're
she was
not.
from Creep Show, so I definitely believe it.
It could be. There's no picture.
Oh, Frank, you were wearing a My Country 96.1 shirt.
Okay. So the 96 is my radio station that I work for.
Is it though? I don't know. I can't.
okay.
I can't confirm that. I can't back that up.
Does the 0.1 mean anything, or is that innocuous? That's nothing.
It means slightly 1/10 more Satan is what
I
0.1
see.
means.
Oh, the 0.1. Okay. She didn't address the 0.1.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Does the Star Wars mean
Wait.
anything?
What's
I
the
don't
winking again? The
One-eyed
one-eyed what?
symbolism?
I did. Look, I just caught it. Look, watch right here. Hold on. This is
Did you
lucky.
watch like a 2-second clip?
This is lucky. Look at Janine. Oh. And then hang on.
There's
Wait,
the one
there's
eye.
one eye right there. There it is. One-eyed symbolism. You fucking Luciferian, you.
Oh my God! Let me.
if I-
I'll show you one eye.
What
There's
I'll show
clear
you one eye.
evidence.
Wait, now you're touching one eye, like Left Eye Lopez, right there. Look, see?
Is that like having to do with like Illuminati, the triangle on the
Oh, yeah.
dollar with the eye? The
Freemasons,
old
baby.
seeing eye?
Freemasons.
Oh, so you got the diamond pattern. So there's your isn't that a Mason thing? I don't know.
Yeah. I found that particularly hilarious because I was
So
like,
we know.
here we are trying
Not a
to
Satanist.
get to the bottom of everything, and we're talking about some purely evil people, and some lady goes, oh, these people are all part of the machine.
Yeah. Everybody
I
that
mean-
that everybody that you hear that's not you. That's what they got. They got to be saying this. A 96 on your shirt.
Not for
That's it,
nothing.
you're a Satanist.
These guys aren't evil, but I'll definitely say that I am. I mean, there's no doubt that I am.
Hey, 2 out of 3. That's not bad.
You want me to lie? I mean, okay. Jessica.
Why'd you bunch me in on that? I'm not evil.
I'm surprised she didn't bring up the backwards words, the
Yeah.
quotes behind me.
That's some Satanistic shit right there. Playing shit
I mean, it's not
backwards.
backwards to me. It's just because of the. And someone actually told me there's a setting to, but I looked for the setting. I can't fix the setting. There's
I'm
no way
with
to
you,
fix it.
Frank.
Uh,
I'm with you, buddy.
ridiculous. To set the record straight, no, we are not Satanists. If that helps.
Are we though?
Not
Because
that-
I'm starting to
Not that
believe
they're
her.
gonna believe us. Not that they're gonna believe us.
I think she's
Listen.
making a lot of sense.
Is she?
I think we should have her on. And
So there's more to your soundproofing than we realize.
yeah, I'm signaling the devil here with this. I don't know if you noticed that.
Okay. How's he gonna hear you? It's soundproof.
All right, and finally, J-Sabs has launched an utter assault on the Dunkin' Donuts Corporation.
The fine people at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's bring this
Who
back.
make
If you
a
missed,
quality product.
right? If you missed the show where I spoke about my Dunkin' Donuts experience, I'll just-
which let me interrupt you. A lot of people said best AOA podcast ever was that episode for that tirade. Go ahead. People loved it.
I get an iced coffee with extra caramel pumps, and my normal places that I've gone do not charge me extra for caramel pumps. This certain place tried to charge me twice for extra caramel pumps.
I can't remember. Was it the same person working?
It was the same person.
All right.
The
So it's
first
just one
time I
person who doesn't
said
know what
I
they're
never
doing.
get charged extra, so she didn't charge me. The second time, I'm like, I was like, we spoke about this last time. I don't get charged for it. And then the lady next to her said, oh, it's a new thing. So I was like, okay, well, I can't have two people tell me this. I let it slide, extra 30 cents.
So Janine, you told this
Yeah.
story on the podcast.
Told the story on the podcast. Everybody agreed with me that I shouldn't get charged for extra caramel.
I wish I could say that was
night,
true, but
later that night, I said, I'm just curious. Like, so the normal is 4 pumps for a large. If I get charged, if I'm going to go for 6 pumps or 8 pumps or 10 pumps, tell me how much more it's going to be. Like, does it matter if I use 6 or 10? Like, is it an extra 30 on top of that? Well, let me tell you something.
So Janine, the finest investigative journalist that we have today came up with this evidence right here. Go ahead.
I can't.
You do not get charged. You do not get charged for extra caramel pumps.
She went on the Dunkin' app and put in 3 caramel pumps right there. 3 caramel pumps.
Right.
And we got a price of $3.65.
Okay.
She then, as the investigative journalist expert that she is, /Satanist, she put in 5 pumps. What's the price, Frank?
$3.65.
Same exact price.
I said,
identical.
Okay.
That's good.
So you know what? Then I started to get a little
line
bit
of the
more
show
mad.
right there.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, Janine.
I got a little annoyed. 5 minutes later, I got a little bit more annoyed. So you know what? I'm gonna email customer service. I wrote the entire story down. This was sent last Wednesday. It said within 48 hours, you'll get a response. I still have not gotten a response. And I replied to my email too as well. So I wonder if they, A, fired this woman.
Go back to the place.
B, are making the changes within the app. Or C, deciding how much of a credit I'm going to get for my troubles, like a $10, reward or something.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had a quick question. Now, with that app that Anthony was holding up and all the pricing and whatever, is it like once you reach a certain limit, they don't like if you have no caramel pumps and you ask for 1, is that a charge?
You know what? I don't know.
Like, and then if you have 4 and you ask for 5, it's probably all right. We'll just throw in an extra. But if it's like 0 to 1, maybe that's, maybe that's a charge.
But the thing is, the woman said for extra caramel in there, it's going to be 30 cents on top of that, which she's wrong. She's wrong. According to the app, she is wrong.
Your question is a good one. Your question is a valid one, Frank, but it's not what the woman and her were arguing about in the store.
Right. You started with what? You started with how many pumps were in there and you wanted it extra. What was the beginning?
I said, can I just have a iced coffee with caramel, a little extra caramel? That's exactly what I said.
Okay.
And she said, press the button for 30 cents extra. Why do you charge me 30 cents extra for it?
By the way, that's the customer attitude button. It says customer attitude on it, and they just hit that whenever they...
Yeah. Additional overcharge.
Karen button. But come on. I'm sorry. You
probably shouldn't have been charged for it, but
Right.
Every now and then we get screwed. It sucks. So you haven't heard back from them. Now, does this make you not want to go to any Dunkin' Donuts ever? Or are you going to switch to the app where you have control over the pricing?
If I have to go back to this certain location, which I said I don't like to go to this location, they close at 6 p.m. Like, who are they?
That's weird.
Come on.
That's weird.
Like, are we in the middle of the country someplace? No. Okay.
No offense to anybody listening in the middle of the country. Go ahead.
Yeah, nobody offends in the country, but although I'm sure they're mad that it closes that early too.
Yeah.
And two, I don't really get like the nicest vibe from them. Like, I don't. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's
they
not worth
just...
it anyway. Go to a different. Is there another one that's
Right.
around that you can eat just as easily?
Oh
go to?
yeah. Like I said, I don't really go to this one. This is more of like a, if I have to go to this one, I'll go to this one. But if I have to go to this one again, I'm definitely pre-ordering it.
Yeah, do the app. The app seems to be the way to go.
Yeah.
The way to go. Plus, they give you on the app. They give you like coupons and stuff.
Well, this is what I'm also going to do. I'm also going to choose the curbside option where they bring me the coffee, because you know what?
See, I feel like with that, do you tip
and
the
you know who I
person?
hope? No, you don't tip them. You're not supposed
You don't
to
tip
them.
the person running
And
out?
two, I hope it's that woman who tried to charge me 30 cents extra each time. I want to see her face when she because you know what? Then you know what I'll do then? I'll hand her 30 cents as a tip.
Oh.
Then she wins.
Burn.
Oh, darn it. Then no tip.
No, I don't think that's a win. I think that's a burn and a half.
She's going to be like, who the hell are you?
Be like,
I don't
remember
remember
me?
you at all.
Yeah.
What is
I'm
this
just going to write 30 cents on my forehead.
Yeah.
I guarantee she has forgotten this transaction
No, I'm telling
2
you
minutes
right
after
now,
it happened.
You know what? The last time, she's going to be like, she probably told the woman, ha, got her. Got him.
That could be. I'm sure this stuff.
I'm not even. He's
that
laughing,
workers do
but
to
I'm
get the
telling you
people.
right now, I know that this is probably not. I am not the first person that she has done this to.
No,
You don't think she pockets? You don't think she
All right.
pockets that 30 cents?
Other than this 30-cent thing, was she mean? Like outside of that transaction, was she like a normal,
Not
nice
mean-
person?
Like
or
I said, not mean, but just like, I don't
Not
know.
very interactive, not very-
Like I said, this store just kind of has like a vibe to them. The people who work in there, it's just not great.
Yeah, the fact that they
No,
close
I
at
don't-
6, that's weird anyway.
So I'm awaiting the email customer service from Dunkin'. Thank you very much. I hope you're watching, because I'm waiting for my $10 or $20 credit. Thank you.
$20 credit. How about 30 cents?
that got up from 10 to 20.
Where did that come from?
Feel free to retweet this episode and tag Duncan if you care about Janine getting her money back. But I'm laughing, Janine, because hearing this, hear me out. You sound utterly ridiculous that this woman remembers you. But I'm laughing because I do the same exact shit. For whatever reason, when it's against you, you think the whole world is against you. And I will do the same exact thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I know. I definitely, it just, obviously she doesn't know the rules.
Honestly, Frank is probably right that she's forgotten about this. But I totally understand where you're coming from. I'd be like, she had it out for me that way.
She saw me
she
coming,
did.
and then when I left,
A mile away.
she cursed my name. And tonight, every night, she said, as she eats her dinner, she goes, "That bitch, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna." I guarantee.
We'll see. I mean, I almost want to go in there, ask for my drink, her tell me 30 cents more, me pull up the app, be like, actually, it's not. How many more people have you done this to?
Oh, we should have like an undercover camera, like interface.
Oh, yeah.
You should
Like
film
that
it like
show,
Ricky Schroeder.
Yes.
Yeah, you should Ricky Schroeder it.
Or that show, What Would You Do?
Was that a show? Oh,
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, that's right.
When he went undercover and
I remember that.
messed up situations. This is a messed up situation, so it belongs on TV. What can I say?
Yeah. No, this is a wrong. This is a wrong that needs to be righted by the Dunkin' Donuts Corporation. 100%.
So you ended up paying the 30 cents.
Yep, I did.
And now you're looking for $20 in punitive damages.
Well, pain and
Absolutely.
suffering.
Pain and suffering. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, our pain and suffering. How much of the 20 do we get?
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, if you get a big fat 20 out of this, do we get a cup of coffee? Are we sharing this amongst the team or no? You're keeping it.
Oh, guys. Oh, no.
That's a no.
By the way, I was in the Dunkin' app to to see if they were going to charge, like Frank was saying before. But I just noticed that now Dunkin' has the bagel, the stuffed bagels.
Oh yeah,
Right.
It's like a
Bites.
ball of bagel with cream cheese on the inside.
Those are good.
That was Starbucks though, came up with that
yeah.
first.
They did. Bantam bagel.
And I know this is a big thing
So
too.
I'm sure Dunkin' didn't invent the donut. So, I mean,
No, but the fact that they rolled this out right after Starbucks made it huge is kind of messed up, is it not?
I honestly never heard of it until
Yeah.
Dunkin' did it.
Really?
No, Starbucks had it,
Yeah,
but you
I
don't go
never-
to Starbucks, so
I don't go there that often to Starbucks. Every now and then, but I haven't in a long time.
yeah, those were good.
They're expensive, Starbucks. I can't. It's like $5 and change for a coffee. I don't know. And I'm not a
Well,
big coffee drinker, so if I go to Dunk's, it's for something. It's either for like a weird coffee that's like all sugar and craziness, and like throw a pound of ice cream in there, or like Baskin Robbins or something.
Yeah,
I don't
but
go to Starbucks.
they did they're doing avocado toast now, Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Like, how out of place does avocado toast seem at a friggin' Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, they're trying to, they've been trying new things for a while now. Like, it's like promotional things that they try to do. Obviously competing with Starbucks. Because, I'm sure Starbucks wouldn't have charged me the 30 cents extra. No, they wouldn't.
No,
I know
would
that
have
they
been
wouldn't.
built in. It would have been built in already. You would have been paying $9 for whatever you ordered.
And they would have served you with a smile. By the way, the last couple of Starbucks I've gone to, the drive-through people have been ridiculously nice.
Yeah.
Is that a new thing that they're like? They were always friendly, but they are like, "How are you?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm picking up for Anthony. And how are you doing today, Anthony? I was like, shit. I was like, I'm all right.
You were like, I don't know. How am I doing? What color underwear are you wearing?
Oh,
And especially if it's a long line, you're like, okay, tell me more.
let's keep this going. Is
You
it
don't
like a
do that either?
telemarketer where they can't hang up on you?
I don't know. But it was a long line. And I'm like, is this why I've been waiting all this time? Because you're being so fucking friendly to everybody? Like,
Just shut the fuck up and get my coffee.
You should answer honestly. Be like, well, I got this pain that I can't really do. My
yeah.
back hurts. I have explosive diarrhea. Whatever you want to say. See how they react. If they
My
really
penis
want
has
to know
a really
how you're
strange
doing,
smell.
or that,
Oh, I
see
forgot
how they
to.
react.
I forgot to put COVID penis on the topic rundown today.
COVID.
And on that note,
Yeah. Well, we'll leave everybody with this. They found there was these two guys that were complaining. Did you hear about this, Janine?
and actually, you know what? I was going to send this story today,
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
but a
Nobody-
doctor I know posted it. So
Two guys were complaining that they were suffering from ED. Look it up if you don't know it.
that's erectile dysfunction for everyone.
Hey, thanks.
No need to look it up.
Yeah.
You can't get it up.
Just trying to save us from the YouTube police. No, well done. Well done.
Thank you.
But they were suffering from ED and they're like blaming COVID and everybody kind of like laughed them off. They started studying it more and found that they could actually find the virus in your E.
Face.
Yeah, in your E part. And it turns out to be true that the virus can stay down there longer and cause some issues for you. Yeah.
So if you get it, COVID,
Mm.
this, you're healthy now. It was like once you could still have it in your
Yeah.
E.
That's what
In
they're
your
saying.
thumb, in your thumb.
In your crumb.
Mm.
And it keeps
That's
it malfunctioning.
It's just in there, just hanging out.
All the more reason to wear that mask, Ricky Schroeder. You got enough issues going for you. You don't want to catch that vid.
ED is not something else to add to your problems.
Yeah. You don't want that VID to end up in ED. That's not where you want to be. That feels like a t-shirt. I'm not sure, but it might be. So COVID cock, that's the thing.
Yeah, you don't want your silver spoon to turn into a silver
COVID
ladle.
kick. COVID kick.
That was a joke specifically for Janine only.
Thank you.
I hope the audience enjoyed it, but it wasn't for you.
I was going to say that.
Were you?
Yeah, I was like, should I? I don't know. Am I going to get in trouble?
Well, it's better than Corona penis, I feel like. And you know what I'm saying?
Corona penis. Yeah, that doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, no.
Not as good. All right, we'll leave it there. Janine has clearly had enough. I'd like to keep going. I think Frank would like to keep going. But
But because of
Janine
me,
No, I would.
just leave.
is pumping the brakes.
That's it.
My eyes are getting
Pull the
itchy.
ripcord.
We'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate you guys watching and or listening. Lots of new subscribers. So grateful for that. And let me say this to the new subscribers, because you probably haven't heard it enough. Please go buy a shirt over at AnthonyOnAir.com.
Yeah,
Yes.
really. Do something.
Lots of merch.
Yeah. We're trying to come up with a Bill Gates shirt. I think we're going to do Blame It on Bill Gates, but I don't know if we're legally allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
We'll have to run it up the flagpole with our lawyers.
We'll have to
That's
run
what
it
she
up the
said.
flagpole.
Lawyers.
All right. We'll catch you on the next one. Links at AnthonyOnAir.com. Appreciate you guys as always. Don't forget to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Thumbs up on Facebook.